There is a long history of slavery in Texas dating back as early as the 1500s. Yet slavery as an institution did not become prevalent until the 19th century. Thousands of enslaved people were brought to Texas through the domestic slave trade during the 1840s to 1850s. Many enslavers brought enslaved people from other southern states. It was very lucrative for traders and slaveholders alike, and by the 1850s, the enslaved accounted for a sizable minority of people in Texas. Enslaved people were seen as property, just the same as furniture, firearms, and livestock, and could be bought and sold as their enslavers saw fit. Prior to the Civil War, male field hands between the ages of 18 and 30 could be obtained for $1,200 on average, and skilled enslaved workers, such as blacksmiths, were often valued at $1,800 to $2,000. In comparison, good cotton land could be bought for as little as $6 an acre. Slavery was viewed as an important societal establishment in Texas. Only 1 in 4 families were slaveholders, but these slaveholders constituted the state's wealthiest and most influential class. Planters with 20 or more enslaved people disproportionately held a large share of all forms of wealth. Even though they were a small fraction of the overall population, they controlled a majority of important public offices at the local and state level. These wealthy and influential enslavers demanded the support of their local government to keep slaves under control and in their possession. They were especially fearful of slaves rising up and killing them. The Texas Insurrection Panic of 1860, which came to be called the Texas Troubles, was the most serious incident of its kind in the South since the Nat Turner insurrection of 1831. The year of 1860 was one with an intense political climate. The Texas Troubles erupted in the aftermath of a series of fires in North Texas on July 8, 1860. The worst of these fires destroyed most of the downtown section of Dallas. In addition, about half of the town square in Denton burned, and fire reduced a store in Pilot Point to rubble. Some attributed the fires to a combination of extremely hot summer temperatures and a new product in stores known as prairie matches, which were made from phosphorus. But some white leaders believed there was a more ominous explanation for the fires. In the previous year, there were 2 preachers who were expelled from Texas because they were thought to be abolitionists. Charles R. Pryor, the editor of the Dallas Herald, wrote a letter to John F. Marshall, editor of the Austin State Gazette and chairman of the state Democratic Party, stating that, quote, certain Negroes had been interrogated and had revealed a widespread abolitionist plot to devastate with fire and assassination the whole of North Texas. Rumors swirled that the expelled preachers were leaders in the insurrection plot. Pryor distributed more letters of this nature to other newspaper editors throughout Texas, and the story was reprinted and spread like a wildfire throughout the state. Stories of the insurrection plot caused anger and fear among white people in the state. By the end of the month, area law enforcement agencies were allowing vigilante groups to interrogate suspected abolitionists and enslaved people. According to eyewitnesses' reports, at least 30 African Americans and whites were killed by the vigilantes. but other reports indicated that the actual number of deaths may have been closer to 100. By mid-September, the panic had run its course, and stories about the upcoming presidential election soon replaced sensational rumors about what abolitionists and enslaved people had supposedly planned for Texas. Southern extremists used the Texas troubles to further their cause. They demonized the Republican candidate, Abraham Lincoln, and made a case for secession. Texas seceded from the Union in 1861, and then Governor Sam Houston was replaced by his lieutenant governor. No hard evidence of an insurrection plot was ever produced. Nothing to prove the guilt of a single alleged black arsonist or white abolitionist. It is now believed that the fire began accidentally.